It finally happened. JT Miller is now a member of the New York Rangers. Yeah. A very, very new look New York Rangers. The full trade is JT Miller, Jack Dorrington, or I guess Jackson Dorrington, minor league player, and Eric Brandstrom. Eric Brandstrom played about 28 games for the Canucks. Wasn't the best. Obviously, the highlight of the trade is JT Miller. Finally gets out of Vancouver after basically begging for it for this entire season and, from my understanding, most of last season. I didn't pay a ton of attention to it last season. Kind of thought it was just rumors. This season, a little bit different. The Vancouver Canucks, on the other end, acquired Philip Hedl, 20 points in 41 games this season with the New York Rangers. Wow, that's it? Oh boy. Kind of thought he had a few more points than that. Victor Mancini played about 15 games with the Rangers this season. Hasn't been the best. More of a depth player more than anything. And if JT Miller is not the highlight, this very much is. A top 13 protected 2025 first round pick. The condition obviously being top 13 protected. If the Rangers end up with a top 13 pick, that pick slides to 2025, to 2026. Yeah, I mean, it finally happened. Like I said, JT Miller has 35 points in 40 games, which that's not bad, but at a cap hit of $8 million, you're looking for, at minimum, 90 points a season, probably. I don't even know. Like, the cap's gone up so much over the past couple of years. Not nearly as much as it's going to go up in the next 3, but it's gone up to a point where trying to figure out what an actual point per game player is easier said than done. Yeah, JT Miller obviously playing for making his Rangers debut, or I guess Rangers second debut, if you want to call it that, on Saturday versus the Boston Bruins. Today, game's already done. Rangers lost 6-3. JT Miller last played a game in February 2018 for the New York Rangers. Went to the Canucks and has been there. Still got 5 years left on the deal. Overall, I mean, it's a fairly even trade. The New York Rangers get a great player when he is not mad at anyone specifically. He had 2 goals in tonight's game against Boston. Yeah, I mean, the Rangers get a lot better right now. But they sacrifice a lot of their future. Well, I say a lot. They lose a pick. But it's a first round pick. A boat's a boat. Magic beans are magic beans. They could be anything. A boat's a boat. Mystery box could be anything. That's what I meant to say. Overall, yeah, I mean, fairly even trade. I would give the Rangers the win just because they got, like, the best player in this deal, bar none. Now, if that first round pick ends up being the next Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, then the Rangers are probably kicking themselves. If the Rangers get a championship out of it, they will not care what that pick turns into. Again, puts a strain on the salary cap for the Rangers for next season. Well, a bit more of a strain with their goalie now making 11 and a quarter, and JT Miller now making 8. Yeah, I mean, the Rangers got a lot better. He's going to be on their first line, was on their first line and first power play tonight. Yeah, great trade all around. For the Rangers, I'd probably give that trade an A-, and then for the Canucks, B+, maybe? I don't know. I mean, I feel like that package should have been a bit bigger, especially if it was going to New York. I mean, like, they know what he's capable of when he's not mad at one person specifically. As I said, I don't know. I feel like Vancouver just didn't quite get enough out of this trade. Now, obviously, I'm filming this at 12 o'clock, almost 12 o'clock exactly, Saturday into Sunday. So that first round pick is no longer with the Vancouver Canucks. That will be later on in this video. But yeah, I mean, from right now, Vancouver won this trade. Or sorry, the New York Rangers won this trade. And then, I mean, even after the following trade that Vancouver made, New York still won. So yeah, that's going to do it for this trade. JT Miller, Jackson Dorrington. Dorrington? I think Dorrington. And Eric. Yeah, Dorrington and Eric Brandstrom all going to New York. Philip Hedl, Victor Mancini, and a 2025 top 13 protected first round pick going to the New York Rangers. That's going to do it, and we'll get right into part 2 of this video. Welcome to part 2 of this video. The Pittsburgh Penguins have acquired the Vancouver Canucks, or rather the New York Rangers 2025 first round pick, top 13 protected, moves to 2026 if it is. Danton Heinen, Vinny Desharnais, and Melvin Fernstrom from the Vancouver Canucks in exchange for Marcus Pettersson, who will be a free agent at the end of this season. Drew O'Connor will also be a free agent at the end of this season. Yeah, I mean, I think Vancouver would have been better holding on to the pick. I mean, it's pretty obvious this is a cap dump for Vancouver. Not even. No, not really. Yeah, I mean, Danton Heinen in year 1 of 2 of a brand new deal. Same with Vinny Desharnais, signed a 2-year deal. I don't know. I mean, it just seems this is a very weird trade. I think Vancouver could have done a lot better than this. But they clear out Danton Heinen and they clear out Vinny Desharnais. That's what, $4.25 million. But then they also acquire Marcus Pettersson and Drew O'Connor, which is 4.9, so not even that. Vancouver ends up with more cap space. With less cap space. The only reason I'm thinking is that both of those deals that Vancouver is acquiring end this season. So that's probably why. None of these players are near a point per game. Drew O'Connor, 16 points in 53 games. Marcus Pettersson, 18 points in 47 games, 3 goals. Vinny Desharnais, 3 points, 34 games. That is wow. Danton Heinen, 17 points in 50 games. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Vancouver could have done a lot better on the, I guess, second half of this 3-team trade. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a ton to this one, really. Yeah. I don't know. Unless the Vancouver Canucks are planning to go big fish hunting at the end of this season in free agency, because they'll be able to, at least a little bit more, with $4 million, just under $5 million coming off the books. I don't know. I don't like this deal for Vancouver. Not nearly as much as the JT Miller trade. Yeah, I mean, there isn't a ton else to say about that one, really. The only funny thing is, with the 2 Elias Petterssons already in Vancouver, there's now a possibility for a stat line to be Pettersson from Pettersson and Pettersson. That's funny, I guess. Other than that, I mean, overall, props to Pittsburgh for getting the first round pick out of that. I maybe would have gone a second and a third if I was Vancouver. Yeah, probably. I mean, Pittsburgh's on the way down as well. No retention on any of these trades as well. Overall, I mean, probably going to be about a B for both teams. Pittsburgh did pretty well. Vancouver just, I don't know. I don't like that. I mean, I get why you're making that trade, but something about it I just don't like for Vancouver. Can't quite put my finger on what it is. Yeah, I mean, obviously now, this is kind of the first of possibly two trade deadlines with the Four Nations and then the official trade deadline. A lot of teams are getting into it. Dallas got into it today. San Jose, Pittsburgh, New York, Vancouver, Colorado, Carolina, Chicago. That's 8 teams right there. Philly, St. Louis. I guess I wouldn't call that like a deadline trade. Yeah. That's kind of going to do it for this video. If you stuck around to the end, thank you all so much for watching. Click like if you like. Click subscribe if you enjoyed. And yeah, I'm looking forward to covering more on this. I will also be attempting to cover the Four Nations face-off. No guarantee on that yet. Kind of gotta wait and see how school turns out. But hopefully I can. And yeah, hopefully you all are willing to come along for the ride.